Welcome back to Hudson Valley Week in Review. I'm Amy Greene. We continue tonight in Kingston, where a charming little eatery is serving up comfort food with an international flair. Duo Bistro, located in the Stockade district of the city, specializes in using local ingredients from the Hudson Valley to incorporate into its farm-to-table menu. Co-owners and self-taught chefs Niels Nielsen and Juan Romero aim to create quality food with the help and support of area farms and small businesses. That says a lot, considering the restaurant was voted Kingston's best new restaurant and bistro in 2013. We sat down with Juan Romero, co-owner of Duo Bistro. He tells us the story behind the restaurant.
I started working in restaurant business when I was 17 years old at a place called the Interlake Inn Resort and Conference Center in Lakeville, Connecticut. I started there. I applied for a dishwashing position with a friend of mine, and I was turned down, and then I was called back a week later, so they wanted to teach me in the cold line position, the salad making part of it, and I thought it was a really cool opportunity, and I just jumped on it and developed a serious love for the business. And then I found out that I got accepted to a very prestigious college, and I said, well, geez, I should probably do that instead, because I'd always kind of wanted to pursue a career in higher education. And then the whole time I kept on cooking odd jobs here and there, all throughout college, and all aspects of it, you know, front of the house, back of the house, everything in between. And then about 8 years later, still college, kind of got sick of the system that I got caught up in and decided to take a break and started working full-time in restaurants, moved to the Hudson Valley, and just found that I had much more passion for food and the restaurant business than I did for what I was going to school for, and carried on ever since. Well, I ended up in Kingston by way of Saugerties, which is where I still live, and where I met my partner here. He used to run a restaurant. It was a Mediterranean place, Moroccan place in Saugerties, and I was running a small restaurant, and we were next to each other. And I started working for him part-time, just for some extra money, and we decided we wanted to go into business together, and we were trying to figure out where we liked, and we heard a lot of up-and-coming things about uptown Kingston and Kingston in general. So we started shopping around, and we landed this really cool space that we're in now, just very luckily, and we decided, yeah, let's do it, we'll open it up. We call it Duo because originally there were two chefs involved, myself and this man Niels Nielsen, who has since gone to open another restaurant called the Frogmore, which is also in uptown Kingston. And so, you know, we like the name Duo because it kind of implied, you know, a duality of things, bringing things together. And the premise was to bring an elevated bistro restaurant to uptown Kingston, which we didn't really feel there was yet. Something that, you know, we didn't want to be too she, and we didn't want to also be too lowbrow either. We wanted to just bring good quality food to people at a reasonable price. And so far it seems to be working very well. Well, I would say the average person who comes here has probably been here for lunch or brunch. I would say brunch actually is probably our most popular thing, especially on the weekends. We do a fantastic brunch, very different, very eclectic menu. And, you know, as Restaurant Week likes to emphasize, we're all about farm-to-table, locally sourced ingredients, which is difficult this time of year in the winter. But we still manage to make it happen, and we adjust our menu seasonally to make sure that we can bring those things to the table as much as possible. Things that we're best known for within those boundaries, you know, I think that our meats, which are locally sourced, they're fantastic. They're really good. We make everything we possibly can in-house. So we bake all of our own breads. We make our own desserts, ice creams. We have a great kimchi line going right now that my sous chef has taken upon himself to you know, make the best kimchi in the world, and he's making some fantastic stuff. So, you know, anything, you know, preserved and pickled or cured, things like that, especially this time of year, are, you know, great things to have for people, and people seem to appreciate it. We have, it's out of season right now, but when they're in season, Sky Farms, they make fantastic greens. They do all like salad greens, stuff like that. Northwind Farms is my favorite meat source right now. They kind of do all different aspects of meat. We primarily use them for pork, And then I use a relatively new company called Happy Valley Meat Company, which is actually based out of Lower Hudson Valley / Pennsylvania, and they just do beef, and they're like responsible small farm beef buyers, and they only buy like a few animals at a time and process them, and their stuff has just been fantastic. Been really, really, really good. It's funny, our menu revolves often, so very few things make the cut, and a few of those that have made the cut, one of them is on our dinner menu. It's called the crispy avocado, and that's actually on the Restaurant Week menu as well. We always do that for Restaurant Week. It's a very popular dish. It's vegan, but you wouldn't expect it to be, just because people think crispy anything and it's got to be unhealthy and whatever. But it's a really neat dish. It's an adaptation from my former partner's restaurant, actually, where we blend like Moroccan curry spices with a crispy fried avocado, which has been dredged in cornstarch, and the flavor is something that it's hard to describe. It's just people, every time they get it, they're like, "This is amazing! Like, what is this? How did you guys do this?" So that's definitely one of our signature dishes. And then as far as lunch goes, I don't really know. People love our Caesar salad. It's a silly thing, but people really appreciate a good Caesar salad, and I don't know, people go crazy over it. I know on my way here today I had to pick up more lettuce because we sold out of it again, so it's a very, very popular dish. Well, now that we're getting older, we're noticing that we're drawing from farther and farther away. Some people actually use us as a destination to meet from other states, to meet their friends and stuff like that, which is fantastic. But I would say 90% of our customers are based within 10 miles, and there are repeat customers for sure. Some people eat here 3 times a week or more. It's really amazing, and they're very devout, and they really appreciate what we do, and likewise we try to give back to them as much as possible. It's funny, a lot of people, restaurateurs that I've met throughout the years, I've worked in restaurants that have participated in Restaurant Week in the past, so I was familiar with it, and I kind of knew that it can be a great way to promote yourself, because the magazine does a great job of promotion, and it's a great way for people to come and at relatively low risk experience a good meal that they can have at your restaurant. So we just decided that why not? We'll give it a shot and see how it works. And the first time we did it, it was great. It was very successful, and we just said it only makes sense to keep on doing it. And now people expect. We've already gotten phone calls saying, "You guys are doing Restaurant Week again this year, right?" That was a couple of weeks ago. So people are expecting it. They're looking forward to it, which is really great. Like I said, we'll be doing the crispy avocado for sure. We try to, as a rule here, we try to be friendly towards any kind of eating habits or preferences and things like that. So like our regular menu, Restaurant Week will also be vegan and vegetarian friendly, gluten-free friendly. A lot of the very important eating habits that people have these days will be taken into account for the menu. So one that you already addressed, the crispy avocado, covers all those bases. It's vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free. So that's, people know they can get that. And then we try to go into some heartier things. It is a spring Restaurant Week, although spring isn't really here, but we're going to try to emphasize some spring things. So we're going to be doing a salad with some young pea shoots that we get from a local farmer who has agreed to sprout early this year, so we can get some stuff from them. And for dinner, we're going to be doing one of our things that is always on the menu. We make our own ricotta here, and then out of that we make gnocchi out of it. So we're going to be doing a braised beef shank from Northwind Farms with ricotta gnocchi, and then some locally grown mushrooms from Catskill, New York. So that's going to be a really good dish. And then for the vegetarian vegan people, we're going to do a smoked portobello dish with some grilled polenta and roasted fall vegetables. So that should be it. It would be a good, hearty, kind of feel-good thing. We do have some projects in the work for sure. We would love to expand. Our space is great. We love it. It's cute. But it's a little too small. We're outgrowing it, which is a good thing. So, but we're very happy here within Kingston. So we're going to try to expand as close as we can to our present location as possible. And we do have some leads that we can't really talk about yet. But part of that expansion will hopefully include an expansion of our baked goods program, so we can start offering artisan breads to the local public and stuff like that, and a quasi marketplace kind of a thing where we can not only emphasize a lot of the great stuff we make here, like our kimchi and our hot sauces, but also be able to bring in locally derived foods, fruits and vegetables, and meats, and offer them to our patrons as well.
That crispy avocado sounds amazing. Hudson Valley Restaurant Week takes place from March 9th through the 22nd. Up next, we take a look at news making headlines across the region. We'll be right back.